Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Jesse here, and today I'm going to be showing you all how to make a ham and cheese omelet. Alright, here we go. So the first thing that you need is your supplies. So we have a pan to cook the omelet in. The stove's over there. Ingredients. We need eggs, butter, oregano, salt, pepper, ham, cheese. Yep, so let's get them out. Alright, so the best way to do this is to have 2 eggs, because 2 eggs makes a perfect omelet for 1 person. Alright, and then the next ingredient that we need is the ham and the cheese. So we just have regular deli ham, and then we have shredded cheese, and it's mozzarella cheese. Alright, so in order to put all these ingredients together, we need like a mixing bowl or something. So that'll be in the cabinet. And you also need a whisk to be able to mix it around with. And you don't need a bowl of very big size because you're only putting 2 eggs in there. Alright. And then what else do we need? Salt and pepper and oregano. So look in the drawer here. Alright, all the way in the back. Some oregano leaves in there. Salt and pepper. Ooh, gotcha.
But the link I sent you, you just clicked on it and got right in. Okay, that's what I sent to Christina. How about you get told?
It's best to use the real things instead of in the shakers. I don't know, it's just preferred. Alright. So the first step would be to put the eggs into the bowl. Next step is you want to throw the eggshells away as quick as possible so that you don't forget. Keep your workspace clean. Now, before you whisk, you want to put in your salt and your pepper, but not your ham and cheese yet. So, just a dash of salt. You don't want salty eggs because that's nasty. Just a little bit of pepper. You can also throw the oregano in now too. They're pretty big holes, so you have to be careful when pouring them in. Only a little bit. Yeah, it's nasty. And then we mix it up. Whisking the eggs with salt and letting them break down, it brings out like the protein in the eggs. And it helps them retain their moisture and stay more tender when they cook. Okay. Once it's all whisked, it should look like that. And now you want to start the stove, turn the stove on, and put your pan on the thing. So you want to put the stove on like a low-ish temperature so that your omelet doesn't burn. So I'm putting mine on 4. And while you wait for that to heat up, you get your other ingredients together. So you need a spatula to flip your omelet. And you also need a plate on which you're going to serve your omelet. This is my favorite plate. Don't ask why. Just work with it. The pan should only take about 1 to 2 minutes to heat up at this heat. One ingredient that I forgot, it's very important. You need butter to butter the pan. That way the omelet doesn't stick when you try to flip it. And it also helps give flavor. So let's get the butter. We keep it in the fridge so it's kind of frozen. So just peel it and then just, yeah. So you'll take your 2 things, your bowl and your butter, and once your pan is hot, which we'll give it like 30 more seconds to get hot, and while we're waiting, I'm gonna go deeper into the science of the omelet as we move forward. So adding the ham and cheese has its own science to it. How long you cook it has its own science to it. Alright, I think it's ready. So we'll take the butter. We're gonna butter the pan. Have the butter in the pan right now. Now, before you put the stuff in, before you put the eggs in, you're gonna wanna let the butter sit for about 10 to 15 seconds. Then you pour the eggs in. Now the eggs are gonna look like this in the pan. And what you're gonna wanna do is let that side for a little bit. So while it's cooking, this is where take the ham and cheese. And you're only gonna want a little bit of each, because too much, it's just nasty. I know from experience. Take about, not even a handful, like that much, that's it. Put it to the side. And then for the deli ham, what you're gonna wanna do, because it comes in the package. So, open it. You're gonna take one, and you're gonna wanna shred it into little pieces. And lay it next to the cheese. Now, if we look back at our egg, you're gonna wanna outline it with your spatula so that the sides do not stick to the sides of the pan. Because I do not use a non-stick pan. Move it around a little bit, see how it's cooking. Let it sit for a little bit more. Now, when we put the ham and cheese together, combining the ham and the cheese helps give it a head start on the melting, which helps with the flavor. So now that it's starting to cook, you take the ham and the cheese, you only spread it over half of the omelet. So now your omelet should look like this. Now the hard part, where most unprofessional chefs, unlike myself, they fail. Now it's time to flip the omelet. So you want to take the spatula, outline the outside of the omelet, and just flip it. Oh yes, do like that. Yes, it broke apart a little bit, but that's a pretty neat flip. I'm pretty proud of myself. And you let the ham and cheese cook upside down, and that way it sort of browns that part, because this part was already cooked, so it'll cook it through the omelet. So when you finish off the omelet, you want to finish it off with heat, and that helps seal the moisture in. Because what heat does is it extracts the moisture and extracts the tenderness from the omelet and from the ham and cheese, and that's what you don't want. That's just a dry behind omelet, and no one wants to eat that. So what you have to do is turn off the heat when the omelet's almost done, so that you hold in that moisture and that tenderness in the omelet. So once you flip it, turn it off. You shouldn't have to keep it on the flip side for very long. Flip it back over. Put it out on the plate. So this joint looks delicious. It might be my best work. Pan's empty. So what you want to do is put the pan immediately in the sink. Don't give it time to settle. Don't give it time to chill. That's how this egg stuff in here, that's how it gets stuck in the pan. So what you want to do is put it in the sink immediately. Keep your workplace clean. Now I'll show you the finished product. This is my delicious omelet, ham and cheese. It's beautiful, and I haven't had dinner yet. Oh, as you can see, only one half has the ham and cheese on it, so we have a solution to that. Don't worry, I'm not gonna leave y'all hanging. It's not an omelet unless you flip that joint. You know what I'm saying? There you go, a flipped omelet. Perfect. And in conclusion, that's how you make an omelet. Give you the ingredients, taught you how to do it. And so the science behind the omelet is that when whisking the eggs with salt and letting them rest, it breaks down their protein structure, which helps retain more moisture and stay more tender when it cooks. Also, combining the hot ham and the cheese helps give it a head start on the melting, which increases the flavor. And finishing the omelet off of the heat helps keep it tender and moist, so that you don't have a dry behind omelet. So thank you for watching, and hopefully you can make an omelet at home.